Welcome back, everybody. Now, currently, South African hip-hop is beginning to diverge and acquire its own musical style. As much as the genre has grown nationally, it's still pretty much in its early stages in terms of recognition, and artists rarely sell well. Now, today is National Hip-Hop Day. Now, hip-hop artist Moozile, as well as Lite brand manager Silke Bucker, join us now to discuss their views around the culture of hip-hop and share more on the upcoming Lite Unlocks Meek Mill and Post Malone concert. Ladies, a very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning.
Silke, I'm going to start with you. Just what does hip-hop mean to you?
You know, when we spoke outside, I said to her, I know that you're going to ask me that. It's really interesting. We have been partnering with hip-hop for the last 8 years. And when you look at hip-hop as a genre, it's currently the biggest genre in the world. It overtook rock about 1.5 years ago. And the values that come along with hip-hop are values like progressive, expressive, unoppressive, very much about equality and standing up for what you believe in. So those those values are completely entrenched in the Lite DNA. And that's why we're so passionate about hip-hop as an art form.
Right.
And why I also
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah. Now, Moozile, do you still feel like the industry is still opening up to women hip-hop artists or women rappers? I mean, we still see female hip-hop artists opening up for male hip-hop artists, and it's rarely the other way around.
Yeah, you know, but we are definitely trying to change that narrative. I think that the fact that we're on the news this morning and there are two girls here to talk about the great things that hip-hop is doing on World Hip-Hop Day, it says a lot about what is happening in the genre, especially in South Africa, you know. Gigi Lemaine recently just threw her own concert, and she was the first woman, I think, in Africa to have her own show. And last year, Lite did Hip Hop Her Story. So I think slowly but surely we are starting to see that change. All things definitely take time. It's not that only females in hip hop are growing. I think the genre as a whole is definitely growing, and women are trying to dominate that. Actually, women are dominating that space in a really incredible way. So I think you're going to see a lot of things in the years to come.
Yeah, and I mean, the game keeps on changing every now and then, and hip-hop is a genre that keeps on evolving all the time. So how have you been able to keep up?
We just live it. And that's the thing about hip-hop. To really be a part of it, you actually have to live it. Yeah. And I think that's why the relationship between Lite and the hip-hop community in South Africa works so well, because the brand actively gets involved into basically supporting what it is that we do as artists, whether it be performing, whether it be our music videos, whatever it is. They really do try to get involved and try to tell our stories. So we're telling really authentic South African stories that are just about us, the way we grew up, what we're about. And I think the audiences are really resonating to that. And as the audience is growing, we are growing as artists, and the community is growing. And yeah, it's just all about growth, honestly.
Yeah. And how do you measure your success in this industry, particularly in this genre?
Oh, I don't know. We're never quite satisfied, are we? You know, you kind of learn to just be grateful for what you have, because the moment you are grateful, you kind of get a lot more. But at the same time, we're never quite satisfied. We're constantly trying to push the envelope. And I think especially as females in hip-hop, you know, if you look at what we've been able to do over the past month, not only just in the music that we're making, but in the business moves that we're making. As young black women, we're really just trying to grow, and I think that's really exciting.
Go girl. Now, Silke, how do you use the amount or the kind of influence that a brand like yours has to influence positive change? I mean, I would imagine the kind of difficulty that you go through trying to convince people that your brand, a brand like yours, can influence as much positive change as possible. Because if you talk of alcohol, nothing really positive comes out of it.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it's how you do things, right? And it's the amount of authenticity and credibility that you come with. There's lots of brands, as hip-hop has grown in Africa, there's a lot of brands that are joining the conversation, and that's great. That's great, because we need to show the world what we have and that we're coming for everything as an African continent. So I'm all for that, but it's really important to remain credible and to remain authentic and to know what you are bringing to the party. So Lite is an innovative brand. We're always at the forefront of things, and we like to break barriers. So when we think about hip-hop, and when we partner with people like Moozile next to me, we always aim and strive to tell their stories and to show the world what our artists are about. It's not about the brand. We're just the vehicle, and we give the reach. But it's not about us. It's about us profiling the amazing talent that we have across the continent and showing the youth that it's possible to follow your dreams.
And how do you get as much reach as possible? How do you get people to join in the conversation to influence positive change? Because I mean, if you talk of Lite, it's all about fun.
Yes, it is about fun. It is about fun. But, you know, it's about fun because we're a controlled product, right? We've got a little bit less alcohol and less calories. So if you choose a product like this and you enjoy it responsibly, your enjoyment lasts much longer than kind of losing control. So we come with the substance in our product as well.
So who are you unlocking this year?
Who are we not unlocking? That's the question, right?
That might be an easier question to answer.
That is the question. So we've got 2 full days of hip hop this year in Castlight Unlocks, and I'm really excited about that. The genre's grown, hip hop has grown. It's not enough just to bring international artists to South Africa anymore and have a concert, right? So it's all about the culture this year. We've got 2 full days of hip hop on the 17th and the 18th. So the 17th, every single hip hop artist in South Africa will be on the stage. They'll be performing, they'll be talking to people. There'll be lots of really interesting ways for you as a fan to get closer to the people that you love.
Okay.
And then on day 2, we've got the main stage with Post Malone, and then our amazing artists Ricky, Rouge, and Nasty C. And day 1 is headlined by Meek.
Now, Moozile, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on stage. What can we expect from you?
Oh, I like to think I'm like the head girl of SA Hip Hop because I'm kind of like doing everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be a part of the Cold Table Convos, which is something that we're doing for the first time at Castlight Unlocks.
Right.
Where basically we're going to be sharing information and knowledge with people that are a part of our culture.
Yeah.
Then I'll also be making history as one of the first people to ever be a part of Sway Cyphers on the African continent. Everybody who knows about hip hop culture knows who Sway is. He's going to be coming out there, so I'm going to be dropping a really, really crazy verse out of that cypher. So make sure you come to that. But I've also been unlocked as an artist for the first time, which I'm very excited about.
Great
so
stuff,
I'm going to be
great
bringing
stuff.
my album to life on the stage too.
All right, ladies, thank you. Hey, we
Great
appreciate your time.
stuff.
Hey, all the
Thank you
best.
so much.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. We just spoke to hip hop artist Moozile as well as Silke Bucker on National Hip Hop Day today, and a Castlight Unlocks rapper Meek Mill. Now, the star headlines the first day of the concert at Ticket Pro Dome on the 17th of June. Post Malone will also perform at the same venue the next day. This is Morning Live. Let's take a break.